Hey everyone, I'm Big John, and welcome to another episode of the Diz Ability Show live. This week, coming to you from a hotel in Connecticut. This week, I want to talk about the most important people at Disney, the cast members. A lot of people say that the cast members provide the magic, but in reality, the cast members are the magic. Anytime you have a question or a problem, they always have a smile on their face. However, there are some guests that are screaming in their face, but you have to remember, they're human. So always be nice to the cast members because they're just doing their job. So anyway, that's my tip. As always, if you have any questions on how to do Disney for people with disabilities, let me know in the chat if you're watching this live or in the comments if you're watching this later, and I'll make sure it gets into a few. Hi, Donna. And I'll make sure it gets into a future episode. And now it's time for this week's Top 5. So, Disney's California Adventure is Disney's West Coast thrill ride, pretty much. And they do have great rides. So this week, we're going to cover my top 5 rides at Disney's California Adventure. Number 5, Web Slingers, a Spider-Man adventure. Now this is a great 3D shoot 'em ride where you help Spider-Man prevent all those spider bots from taking over Avengers Campus. But unlike most rides where you have to use a trigger, you are the trigger because you got to do this the whole time. And it gives you a workout. Trust me. And some say that it is a great successor of rides such as number 4, Toy Story Mania. Now, you cannot go to Disney's California Adventure or Hollywood Studios without going on Toy Story Mania. I mean, it is a great ride. It's 4D, and it combines the fun of a video game with a great ride. For those of you who don't know, I practice with it with my Wii game that I have at home. And it's a lot of fun. And we like trying to see who gets the higher score. One day I'm going to figure out how people get like 200,000 points in a day. I'm going to find that out. Trust me on that. I'm going to figure that out one day. Number 3, Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout. Now, this is their version of the Tower of Terror that was transformed nearly about 9 years ago. And it's been rethemed with the Guardians of the Galaxy trying to escape the Collector's Fortress. And in the queue line, you'll find some hidden gems from other Disney attractions, such as the original Matterhorn Yeti, which is pretty cool to think about. Number 2, Soarin' over California. Now, again, this is one of those rides that you can't go to California Adventure without riding. It's breathtaking. It's beautiful. Or I should say soaring around the world, I should say. But, it's the same thing. Still an amazing ride, but we're going to talk more about that in Diz or Dat. And my number 1 ride at Disney's California Adventure Radiator Springs Racers. Now, this is sort of like their version of Test Track, only that they have two cars out on the big loop at the same time, and it has all the bank turns, and of course, all the great characters from the Cars movies, which you can't have a Cars ride without, obviously. So let me know in the chat or in the comments if you have ever been to Disney's California Adventure, and if so, what is your favorite ride there? And now it is time for Diz or Dat. It's fun when I use the rolly chair. Now, on both coasts, Soarin' Around the World is pretty much the same, aside from the ending scene, whereas at Disneyland ends at Sleeping Beauty Castle, and at Epcot it ends at Epcot. But the queues are very different. At Disney's California Adventure, the ride queue takes place in Grizzly Peak Airfield, where you walk through an airport hangar and the Wings of Fame gallery and all the most historic aviation pieces of aviation in California's history. And at Epcot, it's kind of like an airport terminal, and it has all these great trivia questions and stuff that keep you entertained while you wait in line. It's very fun. So, let me know in the chat or in the comments which coast you think has the better queue for Soarin', Diz, California Adventure, or DAT, Epcot. And now it's trivia time. All right, last week we asked what character tells Buzz Lightyear that he is his father. The correct answer was Zurg. Congratulations if you knew the answer. And now, here is this week's trivia time question. What does Dory suffer from? Be the first person in the chat or in the comments with the correct answer, and you will receive 100 cool points. Hang on, I just want to do something. I'm going to make Donna a moderator. There we go. All right. So, Disney has announced that Disneyland's version of Star Wars Galaxy's Edge is going to have a permanent change to its timeline. Now, the part of Galaxy's Edge that has Rise of the Resistance, that's going to remain the same. But the rest of the land is going to be like themed to the original trilogy. So what's that going to mean for their version of the Falcon and stuff? Of course, it's going to have Mandalorian and Grogu, so it's sort of the original trilogy. And also, they're going to have some original trilogy characters: Luke Skywalker, Darth Vader, Luke and Han and Leia. But the question remains, will that also come to effect at Hollywood Studios' Galaxy's Edge? It is a strong possibility that might happen. I'm cool with it. But some people might be concerned that it will jumble up the entire timeline. Look, I just want to say it should have been like the originals from the get-go. Don't get me wrong, I like the sequels, but I think the originals are more Star Wars. Just saying. But we'll just wait and see what happens in the future. So anyway, that's our show. As I said, if you have any questions on how to do Disney for people with disabilities, let me know in the chat, or if you're watching this live, or in the comments if you're watching this later. And I'll make sure it gets into a future episode for this week's shout outs. Make sure you guys check out Matt and Goo over at Goo to You. They do great live streams from the parks all the time. Definitely check them out as well. Also, make sure you guys check out my buddy Beth over at Beth's Disney Adventures. She's going to be going live this coming Friday from the Character Warehouse and Vineyard. Definitely check that out. Also, make sure you guys hang on a second. So make sure you guys check out Fun to Be Free. They also do great live streams from the parks all the time. Definitely check them out as well. Also, make sure you guys check out Samantha Lowe. I'm sure she'll be doing concert videos of Festival of the Arts Broadway concert series. Definitely check that out. If you haven't subscribed here yet to the Big John Network, what in the Walt Disney World are you waiting for? And ding the bell for notifications so you never miss a second of the fun. And until next time, may the mouse be with you.